please welcome back to the stage Dr. Stephanie Tompkins.
Okay, congratulations on surviving. It's been an intense 2 days, especially for our risers. They actually started bright and early yesterday morning, so they've had a longer day than most of the rest of us. So I imagine it's been a different experience for everybody. It depends on what you brought to the conference and what you expected to get out of it. But there are a few things that I hope everybody will take away. First of all, the fact that the world around us really has changed quite dramatically. The pace of change itself has increased, and our nation faces new and substantive threats. Also that the the potential solution space is particularly rich with science and technology opportunities, especially at the intersections. So the intersections of different specialties, of different communities, and of different perspectives. So because of this, we've encouraged you to push beyond your core expertise and your comfort zones. It's critical to how we work. We think it's critical to how it's to solving most really hard problems out there. Third point, the disruptive innovation that DARPA delivers needs an entire ecosystem, right? And that ecosystem is going to be messy, redundant, there are going to be competing solutions, gradual evolution. But within that ecosystem, someone has to be bold enough to be willing to fail. And for all of you who came here who are new to DARPA, if that role appeals to you, then I hope you'll consider spending some time working with us, or at least working on national security problems. You know, our servicemen and women lead lives of really incredible self-sacrifice. So helping to keep them safer is one way that we can repay that sacrifice and also serve the nation and all of society. So respond to a DARPA Broad Agency announcement. That's if you recall, as I said before, this is the way that we announce each of those approximately 50 new programs that we launch every year. Or talk to a DARPA program manager and share your ideas for what you think the next DARPA program should do. Maybe think about becoming a program manager yourself, or becoming a CETA contractor, or a partner in one of the Department of Defense's many labs and engineering centers. There are a lot of different ways to serve, but ultimately, talk to us. Talk to all of us, exchange ideas, and we work together to figure out how to go forward. So as I said, those are just a few things that I hope you take away from the conference. But next up, and I think the reason why some of you are actually still here and not racing off to catch planes, is that I promised we would share with you a new DARPA effort to close out our time together this week. So Dr. Kathleen Fisher, the director of the agency's Information Innovation Office, is joining me to explain this new effort and our plan for you to help us with it. So Kathleen, over to you.
Thank you, Stephanie. Throughout this event this week, you've heard about the many ways DARPA is fulfilling its mission to prevent and impose strategic surprise for US national security. I'm here to talk about one of the most consequential technologies of our time, artificial intelligence. According to the US National Security Commission on Artificial Intelligence, AI will be, quote, the most powerful tool for benefiting humanity in our generation, end quote. That's why I'm excited to discuss DARPA's next AI project with you. But before I do that, allow me to reiterate some of the highlights from the past few days and fill you in on a little bit of backstory. As you heard from Stephanie on day one, the agency has been funding breakthrough research in artificial intelligence for more than 60 years and played a key role in developing both first wave and second wave AI, that is, symbolic-based methods and statistical-based methods. 4 years ago, DARPA launched the AI Next campaign in order to shape the future of advanced artificial intelligence. We wanted to push beyond the second wave statistical-based approaches to contextual reasoning capabilities so that machines could be more than just tools and instead serve as true partners. As a result, roughly 70% of DARPA's current programs involve machine learning or artificial intelligence-based capabilities. So you might be asking, what comes next after AI Next? As you may have heard in our previous presentations at DARPA Forward on trustworthy AI, we actually still have a lot of work to do. For example, self-driving cars still fail in the real world. The cost of producing state-of-the-art machine learning models is growing at unsustainable rates. Machine learning models are vulnerable to adversarial attacks. And even the best large language models, they still lack even basic comprehension. These are just a few of the challenges facing society in using today's AI and machine learning-based capabilities. All that is to say, our work is not done when it comes to AI innovation. Many nations, including adversarial ones, consider it a race to achieve technological superiority in artificial intelligence. And this is a race that the US cannot afford to lose. We know China has made it their goal to lead the world in artificial intelligence by 2030, and they're investing billions of dollars to achieve that goal. The fact that the Department of Defense and the commercial sector have different motivations mean that we cannot rely solely on industry to develop the capabilities we need in order to keep our nation and our allies safe. So what is next? Today, we are announcing AI Forward, DARPA's initiative for reimagining the future of artificial intelligence for national security. Your help with that initiative is vital for its success. Trustworthy AI that operates competently, that partners appropriately with people, and that meets our most pressing national security needs in an ethical manner, will require advances in at least 3 key areas. First, foundational theory, so we understand the art of the possible. Second, AI engineering, so that we can reliably and predictably build systems that work in the field as well as in the lab. And third, human-AI teaming, so that systems can serve as fluent, intuitive partners and not just as tools. These 3 thrusts emerged as part of the effort of drafting DARPA's current AI analytic framework. Another conclusion of that activity was that the current path of developing more and more complex models using more and more complex data, will not get us all the capabilities we need before it exhausts all of the available resources. So to initiate AI Forward, we're calling on the greatest minds in AI research, from academia, from industry, from the Department of Defense, from the intelligence community, from other parts of the government, and from our allies around the world to convene this upcoming summer. During a series of 2-day events, we will present our AI analytic framework, and then we will ask participants to brainstorm new directions for the field that will get us to trustworthy AI within reasonable levels of resource requirements. Following these sessions, we'll ask participants to produce white papers that will inform the creation of new AI explorations that in turn will help shape DARPA's next revolution in AI research. For those of you who'd like to take part, we encourage you to stay informed as we plan for these events. You can request to join our mailing list by sending mail to aiforward@darpa.mil. We'll use that mailing list to share updates as we get closer to next summer. For decades, DARPA and our performers have been at the pointy end of the spear. Today, we're calling on you once again to help us stay sharp as we collectively define the future of trustworthy AI to secure the United States' technological leadership in AI for decades to come. Thank you for your time. We look forward to working with you on this critically important initiative for our country. Thank you again.
Thanks, Kathleen. Okay, almost done, everyone. As you've heard in several ways over the past couple of days, that from our perspective at DARPA, technological future is both bright with opportunities and fraught with potential for technological surprise from our adversaries. So personally, I am newly energized by conversations from the past few days, the promise of a new infusion of talent in our innovation ecosystem, and a renewed purpose from our current partners. I'm confident that decades from now, people will look back on conversations held during the DARPA Forward series and recognize the germination of new ideas that help to create a better future. So I thank you for being part of that with us. Now, I have a few other words of thanks I'd like to offer, and I hope you'll share in them with me. So first of all, thanks to our amazing speakers and panelists who did a lot of hard work in preparing, and I think helping to make our brains hurt the way that we had intended. So a round of applause for all of them. Thanks to our hosts here at Georgia Tech, both for providing us the facility and all of, I can't tell you how many planning meetings and logistical details that they helped work through in order to make this possible. So thanks to Georgia Tech and to all of their regional partners. And I hope I am not forgetting anybody, but there is one very important category that I want to make sure that we all sort of end with. And that is to thank our planning team and our support team. So, you know, we've been talking a lot about how awesome DARPA is and how awesome it is to work at DARPA. One of the reasons for that is we have this incredible support staff, and they just make everything happen magically behind the scenes. So despite occasional little technical glitches, I think you can see in, sort of the fruits of their labor. They have been planning DARPA Forward for over a year. I was just now thinking of the first conversations we were having with host institutions last, I think, October and November timeframe. They are working invisibly back here. You cannot see it, but the command central is pretty amazing. You have seen them out front, just making everything work really seamlessly, and lots of sleepless nights. So from me, but I hope all of you will join me in thanking them for making DARPA Forward possible. Okay, and with that, I thank you, all of you, once again, for taking the time to be here. I hope we've inspired you to want to do a little bit more with DARPA or with the Department of Defense, and I wish you all safest travels on your way home. Thank you.